Welcome back to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018. That is what is actually called a very short commercial break. Now, since we've ended Counter-Strike Global Offensive on a very intense note, Entity Gaming finally registering a win there after those previous two losses they faced. We have Dota 2, interesting Dota 2, and an amazing Zera Angela Gonzalez.
It's Angela, and thank you so much.
Arey, come on, it's a proper noun. Tomato.
Okay, fine.
I'm just kidding, yeah. Give me a high five, yo. I'm very happy to see you always. Always a pleasure. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Dota 2 game lined up for you guys. And it's going to be another Mumbai derby.
Yes.
Isn't that right, Madam Gonzalez?
Yes, it's going to be amazing. And these two teams are the top favorite teams in the country as of now. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this game proceeds. I'm expecting a lot from Rog Titans today because they have seen Signify play quite a lot in the previous match makes. And I'm seeing how they're going to perform today because they know where Signify kind of could make mistakes. They know Signify's layout the best. Some of their players are even playing in Signify now. So I think this would be one of those matches where I would be rooting to see who comes up on the top.
Oh, very interesting indeed. So let's quickly take a look at the first team in question here. Team ROG Titans. All right, well, that's Team ROG Titans for you guys. An epic team with an epic lineup.
Yes.
I mean, they're in the Masters League. They're one of the top tier teams in the country. What else can you say about them?
They are also sitting fourth on the board as of now. They played 3 games for themselves and not really lost a single game. And the good and the bad part about this matchup is that whichever team loses today, it'll be their first loss in the ESL India Premiership.
Oh yeah, both of these teams have a clean slate so
Yes.
far. This is going to be predominantly that Invictus versus Brutality game, which sadly Invictus lost. And Brutality had a clean slate, but not for long after SRA showed them the door, for that point of matter. But speaking of opposition and a clean slate, let's take a look at the opposition here. Signify. All right, that's Team Signify there, one of the best teams the country has to offer when it comes to Dota 2.
Definitely, and as we say that this team has already played 8 matches and they have won all of them. They're sitting with the highest points, 24 points. No team until now has really reached that kind of zone. Even in the previous years in India Premierships that we have seen of 2017, it was only Signify who had such a high lead compared to the other teams. And we're seeing them do the same thing again, and they're of course defending champions. So this is very expected from them. But I'm also, as we speak about this, I mean, we did see a big change come into Dota just last week. I mean, the 7.14 update has caused a lot of changes inside Dota 2 for heroes, for items in general. And I'm hoping that ROG Titans has taken this into an understanding and been able to come up with a draft that will really favor them. Talking about the draft, let's see what they have already started to pick.
Yeah, let's see how the draft looks like, because
Yes.
that is going to be damn interesting. We see 3 bans already in place. Bounty Hunter Night Stalker banned by Signify, whereas Omni Knight has banned ROG Titans.
Yes, and Leshrak is back, by the way, into
Oh, is
Dota
he
2.
now?
Yes, he's
Oh,
going to
that's
be.
one annoying git there.
Yeah,
And we
I'm
see a
hoping
Sand
to see
King
one of the
getting banned.
teams pick that off in this matchup in specific because he's.
No,
pretty interesting.
I'm okay. All hands down. I'm really kicked about seeing it techies.
I hope so. I mean, this is one
Techies
of.
is like the absolute example of things going bad without anybody
That's
being
true. I
there.
mean, I could see Signify picking up the techies in this matchup, but not ROG Titans, because it would be a little risky for them to take up a pick like that when they do know it's Signify against them.
Indeed, indeed. They've banned Nyx Assassin and picked up a Pandaren Brewmaster there.
Yeah.
ROG Titans are going to be picking up next. What do you think the pick is going to be, Angie?
They could mostly opt to go for their supports first and then later maybe transition into what they want to go in the mid lane. Now, the Brewmaster, especially talking about this hero, he could either be sent mid, he could also be sent in the carry. So I'm hoping to see how Signify decides to play this lineup because nowadays they have tried to play the 2-1-2 combination. So they do send two heroes in the place of three heroes in their tri lane, which favors them quite a bit because then A35 on the off lane also gets the support coming in from either No Chance or Crowley. And Crowley, normally playing the fifth role, sits in the carry lane with Blizzard till about 10 minutes in the game, and then he moves ahead and starts helping the mid lane. And normally the mid is played by Jeet Kundra, so if that happens, then Crowley and Jeet kind of have a good time going on over there. But for now, RG Tide is going to pick up that Willow and Pit Lord super quick. This also says that the Pit Lord is mostly going to be in the off lane with the Dark Willow going into the fourth role. Signify does like to play the Tusker quite a bit, so I'm hoping to see whether they opt to go for that. They also could also go and pick up their third support. I mean, if they opt to pick up the Witch Doctor, which has been, I mean, you could say that he has been got nerfed, but I don't think he's got that nerfed because I still saw him getting picked up in Epicenter just yesterday, and he seems to be faring pretty well for himself. But it's going to be the Disruptor coming on though there. It's going to be a fifth role Disruptor being played by Crowley mostly, and he's been faring really well on the Disruptor. This also goes to show that Signify is not really looking for a lot of lockdown anymore because they do have the Brewmaster who does quite a lot of damage and locks people down, but they also have the Disruptor who kind of just glimpses everybody back. And this is basically what Signify always does. They kind of just get a 2-1-2 lineup. They make sure that they've got all the lanes guarded and not give ROG Titans much of an opening in this fight.
True, a Monkey King and a Razor getting banned from both ROG Titans and Signify,
Yeah.
respectively. Now we're looking at the second set of bans here. We see a
OD.
OD.
Thank God he's banned out. He is so devastating in the mid lane. But that also says technically that the puck is still available. The
Yep.
Queen of Pain is available. Hopefully we'll see
That
a
Dream
Storm
Coil
Spirit.
is going to be the Bane for all, with no intention of using Bane from DC.
And it also says that the Tinker is available. So if ROG Titans choose to pick a Tinker mid for themselves, the Pit Lord, Dark Willow, the carry, and the secondary support can easily kind of take up
So
fights by
we see a
themselves.
lot of heroes which are still open for Signify's style of play. I mean, I'm seeing a new Panda. I'm seeing a Panda here
Yeah.
for the first time. I mean, they could still end up using a Morphling.
They could.
end up
We
use-
did see Blizzard play the Morphling, I think, in their previous matchup.
Yes,
and
I think the
it was
match
scary.
the last match they played, the match before that.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. That's where we saw Blizzard play Morphling. And some really nifty play can come in from
Yes.
a well-picked Morphling.
And he is in the meta. I mean, after 7.14, he's been pretty buffed and is faring well. And Blizzard plays that Morphling very well. He doesn't really try to go into building multiple items. He just gets that Lincoln's rolling and then things just work out
True.
for him.
Void getting banned, and now it's ROG Titans pick who go for a Tusk. I would be very interested in also seeing a Troll Warlord here.
Yes,
A
that
Troll
would be a brilliant
Warlord
pickup.
and an IO combination
Yeah.
would be very devastating for an ROG Titans, but they went ahead with the Clockwork Goblin. Now it's another pick for ROG Titans.
The Troll, like you mentioned, he is fitting beautifully well in the new meta, and plus it's an easy Rosh in a very early stage of the game. So if ROG Titans really wants to take this game, they can definitely go for the Troll Warlord. They have the Dark Willow and the Tusker to make sure they have those openings available for the Troll to kind of get what he needs in the lane. But as we say of that, let's talk a little bit more about this Clockwork pickup. It's going to be an off-lane Clockwork going up against this Disruptor, and mostly even this Brewmaster. I'm hoping that he is a carry Brewmaster, and if that happens, Clockwork is not really going to get that much of farm in the lane also. But the good part is that because there's a Clockwork, he's going to make sure that the Dark Willow really can't do a lot in the later matchup of this game. If ROG Titans kind of moves this game to about 20-25 minutes,
A
and
late
that
game
is
there.
a late game. I hope to see a late game. I hardly see any late games with Signify. But as we speak of that, Juggernaut going to be the carry getting picked up over there by ROG Titans. With that, they've kind of secured their tri lane. As of now, we do have the Tusker and Dark Willow going to be supporting the Juggernaut. But somewhere over here, I also have a doubt that, all these three heroes that are going to be playing in this tri lane, if it's a tri lane, it's a new matchup. I mean, we have seen the Sand King, we have seen the Witch Doctor, we have seen that kind of lineup. So I'm guessing that RG Titans has really worked out something great over here to kind of come up with this beautiful lineup.
That Morphling.
And Morphling coming in
Is
through
definitely
that.
Blizzard.
very, very scary. Now, Signify is starting to look very scary. They have too much of HP on their heroes, whether you talk about the Morphling, you talk about the Brew, and if Signify's Blizzard kind of uses his ultimate the right way, he could even become a juggernaut midway through the game, and that's a little risky for him. And showing the two carries, that also says that they're going to leave their mids for the last, and the Tinker going to get banned out of the by ROG Titans, and Signify going to take some time to take this ban off the clock. They also could ban out the Viper if needed, but at this given point of time, either giving the Queen of Pain or the Puck would be a good choice. They would also opt to go pick up the DK ROG Titans if they wish to, because then they also would have a lot of tank in the front lines. But let's see how this goes. I mean, I do like the way both the teams have picked up very versatile heroes.
True, true, true. There's a lot of versatility getting showcased here in terms of the kind of picks we're seeing. The bans say a lot about the fact that these teams know the kind of damage
Yeah.
these banned heroes can inflict
Yeah.
on them. And they know the kind of dangers they possess to them as a team when combined as a whole. I mean, you look at the team's strengths, you look at the team's cons, and you realize that, okay, this is the kind of game I want to push this into,
True.
and I want to make this game go in my direction. So it's more of, I believe personally that when it comes to Dota 2, 50% of the game is decided at the draft stage.
That is true. That is absolutely true. I mean, if you can pick right, and I mean, it's very simple.
And these are not
concept.
random picks, Angie.
Yeah.
These are not random picks. These are calculated moves
True.
themselves. You are
Yeah.
literally consciously making that choice of getting that exact team synergy in place, which will be the difference between you being a loser or a winner.
And ROG, I mean, looking at their draft with that pit lord in it, I'm sure that they really want to start taking down towers. They want to play the objective Dota. That is very necessary. But as we say that, it's going to be a mid Shadow Fiend, and I love this pickup coming in from Signify. They kind of were missing out on damage, a lot of damage coming out, and Signify, if they send that SF in the mid lane, I'm a little unsure now, but they could either send the SF in the mid or give him another opening. They also have the Morphlings. This Brewmaster is going to be in the safe lane mostly. Brewmaster is going to be in the off lane mostly with the Clockwork. We're going to have the Morphling with the Disruptor in the other lane and the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. So if it's going to be that combination coming in from Signify, ROG Titans going to maybe reply to that with the Pit Lord in the off lane, the Tusker going in the safe lane, but also roaming a lot in the mid lane because he does know now that it's a Shadow Fiend. And if they pick up a carry now, and if they pick up a mid now that is as strong or more durable.
As strong in the mid lane as a good Shadow Fiend.
I mean, I would have opted to say the Death Prophet, but since Signify
banned it.
have
Banshee's
decided
been
to
banned.
ban out it, I would still go
And
for the Puck.
Razor's been banned too. A
And Razor's
mid
been
would
banned,
have been
yes.
excellent, but
I
banned.
think what ROG needs is an opening shot. They need somebody to start the fight, the initiator, and I think the Puck would do fairly well for ROG Titans. But if they're
Yeah, it's
talking,
not been banned. Puck's not been banned.
yeah, and it's going to be a Puck coming in there from ROG Titans, and with that, they are going to secure their draft. They have the initiator, they have the burst
This
damage, they
Dream
have
Coil
the Willow.
might prove a very costly affair for Team Signify if they don't play absolutely well.
Definitely. I mean, I think in this matchup, our casters are going to be stuck a lot in the mid lane because that is where all the action is going to be happening. Even with the Tusker getting involved, the Clockwork with his rockets, I think it's going to be a very exciting game to watch. I hope ROG Titans are able to defeat Signify because that would be a game to remember in my books. But if that does not happen, we would see Signify climbing another 3 points for themselves and reaching
Definitely.
another
This
level.
would be, I mean, no pun intended for ROG Titans because they name have Titans, but this
Yeah.
is literally a match of Titans. This
Yes.
is these are Indian Dota godlike teams fighting.
Yeah.
Let's be very honest. Let's give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
These teams are literally godlike. They need a moment's hesitance coming from the opposition to go on a rampage.
Yeah.
And they will be out for blood. They are
And-
not going to play this
and
game.
I think
They're
the
out
best
for blood here.
the best part about this whole game is that it's been played after the 7.14 patch. So even if you talk about Signify, yes, they have a very strong hold. Their gameplay is strong. They're experienced players. But when you talk about the new patch coming in, all the heroes are changed so much, and that kind can work a lot in ROG Titans' favor if they have done their homework correctly.
Alrighty then. So then let's quickly head off into the game and see what's in store for us. Dota 2.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. This is day 28 of the summer season, phase 1. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki, and we've got the match we've all been waiting for. The ROG Titans versus Signify. We already had a clash of the Titans in CS. The same continues throughout the day. That's the theme. To the best teams in the tournament facing off with each other.
Oh, yeah. It seems like today is just full of star-studded lineups and star-studded
Absolutely.
matchups.
This
Entity
is-
took the first game. They were on the left side of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Signify, they are also on the left side of the scoreboard. Drawing some correlation here.
Could be.
Could be. Ah, no chance. He's gonna get greeted by 3 heroes of ROG, and looks like they will certainly secure this rune.
Yeah. what's
Down
going on?
bottom though, A35.
Yeah.
Yeah, he finds that rune as well.
He's
so
going to pick it up. Crowley had...
three runes for ROG. This
Yeah.
is the first time they've actually managed to secure 3 runes for themselves.
Yeah, Crowley had to do that. He didn't want to give away 3 runes, had no choice but to try and hope to contest that rune and probably not give ROG those 3 runes. You got A35 playing the Underlord, one of the heroes that he played a lot when he was an aggressive 5. And one of the reasons aggressive 5 put up a tough fight back in the day. You saw the ROG drop. You weren't a fan. Why?
They have 3 heroes that do nothing. They have Underlord, he does nothing. They have Dark Lord, she does nothing. They
What do
have
you mean
Tusk.
by nothing? I mean,
Well, yeah, let me elaborate on that. So, here's the thing, right? Tusk by himself doesn't provide any kill potential, neither does Underlord. You even throw Dark Willow into the mix, these 3 heroes together can maybe kill them off. Maybe, at best.
okay, so you're saying they don't have a way to deal with the Morphle?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just pick the Morphling and now you have Tusk, Willow. They don't help you secure kills on Morphling. You're probably gonna need Puck every single time you go for the Morphling. Apart from that, there's also the fact that there's a Shadow Fiend against the Puck, so the Puck is not likely to have a good time. I'm not sure why RG would last pick a Puck
I think
into
it's
an
coil
SF.
terrorized. That's what they were looking for.
Yeah, it's strong, but I don't think that's the matchup that Puck really wants to be in all honesty. You can look at the Puck, I mean, he... Okay, Swifty is gonna miss a race. The Swifty is gonna have an advantage in this matchup because of the Necromastery souls. He has 12 of them already.
Yeah, the clockwork.
And yeah, exactly. And he's gonna trade better than Archmages. The strengths of Puck early on is trading lust, is trading hits. He has a lot of base damage and utilizes that very well.
Right.
As a result of this, he ends up coming out ahead in terms of trades. You can see Archmage is actually somewhat drawing even, but just as I say that, Zerik's in the top lane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a good start. I mean, this is the first time I've seen ROG open things up by picking up a kill for themselves.
Right.
It's usually Signify drawing first blood because of some stupid shenanigans happening.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, they got no chance if I'm not mistaken. Who's on the clockwork?
The good thing ROG have going for themselves is that this Morphling is gonna have huge trouble in the team fight, simply because of the Underlord aura reducing most of his damage. So it's gonna be, this game is gonna reach a point where Blizzard is gonna get his Eth Blade. Once he has the E Blade, the heroes on the side of ROG have to be careful, especially the Underlord. If he dies, Morphling is gonna be able to get his full damage output, and his effectiveness in team fight is gonna effectively be nullified.
Okay.
Just simply having an Underlord in the area means the enemy deals less damage. Oh, what that shot block.
Yeah, nice shots coming out from Evil Ash. Evil Ash wants no chance. The Curse Crown is there. He's holding on to the snowball, takes that his block with him. They find another kill onto this clockwork, and Negi not getting quite the boost that he was expecting in this offlane. We've seen this meta taking shape in all parts of the world, Floki, where everybody wants to run some sort of a dual offlane. Signify trying to do the same, but they aren't finding too much success.
Yeah, they're just getting tri-lane against, and on the bottom lane you have an Underlord who holds well against 1v2s. 1v3s is where he really starts to draw back. So overall, lane-wise, ROG are doing quite well. The Signify, they are trying to do something ambitious, but I think if they want to win this top lane, they should just commit 3 heroes to it. Looks like they are going to give up on top, let Negi have a hard time, be the dog that gets kicked down and comes back later on in the game, while they focus on shutting down A35, because A35 is he's getting more in this lane than he should.
Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's a solo lane. Crowley has been there, but Crowley just been trying to deal with the creep equilibrium. A35 will get glimpsed back. No chance in position. No chance does have the cogs. He's holding on to them. And it looks like Signify don't even need the stocks. Blizzard, with the adaptive strike, will find the kill.
Yeah, I think he should have run back into his own creeps. With that way, the battery assault could spread out. Potentially, he could escape. It's unlikely, but it still makes them chase for a while longer. Puts some, put some frustration into Signify's mental orientation, I
Yep.
guess you could say.
So, I mean, even though you say that the Dark Willow and the Tusk might not have enough to kill the Morphling, I think once they pick up a Spirit Vessel, with the Waning Rift coming in from the buff, the Root coming in from the Underlaw, they might be able to bring down this Blizzard Morphling. It is a possibility. I'm not going to rule it out just yet. Up top, Negi getting caught in the Bramble Maze, dropping really low.
He's dead.
Walks back once again, and they've got the Shadow Realm onto the Disruptor,
And he
rather
just gives up.
onto the Dark Willow, and with the Snowball, they'll find the kill. Looks like Crowley's trying to move mid and find a kill for himself. Archmage tagged by the Thunderstrike will get glimpsed back into No Chance, who's already got the Battery Assault up and going, and Swifty with the raise gets the kill for himself. The mid lane, look at this. Swifty, 26 last hits, 26 denies.
Yep. I think most of those are cog denies, so we shouldn't really give that
a
much
good
credit.
12 of those might have been.
Yeah, 12 of those are cog denies, but the rest 14 do belong to Swifty.
Yep.
But Archmage hasn't done too bad for himself in this lane, but that kill onto him will set him quite behind. And you can see, he's level 5 and Swifty is an entire level ahead of him.
Yep. There. Now you got the supports from ROG moving towards the mid lane. It seems as if Signify are aware of this, and Swifty is going to walk ahead, takes the first round. They got the Snowball and the Bramble Maze. They want to bring down Crowley with the Orb and the Waning Rift. He'll find themselves a Disruptor. Swifty in the Bramble Maze, holding his ground, gets his bases going, brings down the Tusk, and starts looking towards Archmage. Archmage doesn't have an Orb, has a Waning Rift, tries to get himself out of there, looks for the neutral deny, but it's No Chance who ends up getting the credit for that kill.
I mean, Archmage ran in the wrong direction. He should have just run back towards where,
He came from.
where he came from. Like, he just ran back into Shadow Queen.
Yep. Up top, they're going to try and punish Negi. The shards, they're nice. ZXC doesn't have the Omni Slash though.
Yeah, he's not gonna get the kill without the Omni Slash. This lane just really becomes a lot more juggernaut favor when he hits 6.
Down bottom, Crowley looking to set up for the glimpse himself. Looks like he doesn't need it. A35 just mans up and gets bought down with that adaptive strike coming up from the Morphling.
This seems to be the more popular build these days, maxing out the
He hasn't
attribute
maxed
shift.
out,
Yeah, attribute shift seems to be the skill people max out first. Previously it used to be waveform, now it's attribute shift.
Nah, it was always.
That explains why I have a 0% win rate on Morphling.
Yeah. It's always been attribute shift. Once we did see Ramses max the adaptive strike over the waveform. That was unusual. That is something you don't see too often. But yeah, it's always been attribute shift into waveform into the adaptive strike.
And you can see Archmage once again, he's starting to get schooled in the mid lane like always. Swifty and Crowley, both of them had played mid lane and they're used to schooling Archmage. Archmage is always just getting on, but he's doing quite well for himself because he has the bad matchup. I'm gonna just say it outright. So he's not expected to win it, or at least do well.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
he did pretty well for a while until Signify started rotating in like
Crowley,
this.
how did he get that? Okay, they've got No Chance giving vision. I don't know, but No Chance. He's gonna bump into ZXC. It seems like he's gone AFK. ZXC. I mean, he'll get whatever he can, and he'll just find the kill on a No Chance with
He
the
has
blade
Omni
to really
Slash.
off. He's got the Omni Slash, like you mentioned. They will try and bring down Swifty. Swifty trying to get himself out of the Bramble Maze. But there's the Dark Willow helping secure the kill onto the Shadow Queen. Crowley now in no man's land has got to be careful. 835 or rather Evil Ash looking for those shards. Does have them, does throw them out. He's blocked off Crowley. Crowley looking for the TP. Have they got the vision? They got the snowball. And Evil Ash will probably be ending up not finding that kill for himself. Blizzard, waveform off the mark. The Curse Crown does control him. The Shadow Realm does do a fair amount of damage on Blizzard. Trying to man up, but can't really get too much on Crowley. Saved by his own high ground there. Up top, ZXC trying to bring down Negi. They commit the coil. The coil is off the mark, but the Waning Rift will secure the kill onto the Panda. No chance. Not much he can do really.
Yeah, I mean, everything was almost off the mark. Like the orb missed, the coil missed. Fortunately, the Waning Rift was there and they found the kill with it. Archmage, you can see that he's starting to feel a little less confident because of him having a bad lane. I've seen this time and again with this guy. It's not his fault. He tends to get bad matchups, and despite those bad matchups, like he's forced into these situations that he's expected to gank other lanes instead of farming and recovering. And you can see he feels less confident. He starts missing his spells, and then it's just a downward spiral for the guy.
Okay.
But I do respect his efforts, in all honesty. It's really hard to maintain your composure when you've had a bad lane.
Yeah. I mean, when Shadowfiend Clockwork was the thing in Southeast Asia, uh, teams usually tended to pick up either one or two heroes, usually the Tinker, or sometimes the Templar Assassin, because, well, she's just a good laner versus the Shadowfiend.
Even the
and-
Queen of Pain.
Or, yes, and the third hero would be the Queen of Pain. They'd primarily pick strong laners that could hold their own, despite the Shadowfiend coming into the lane with an advantage as far as souls are concerned. This time, RG Titans, they wanted the puck along with the Dark Willow. They wanted that coil and terrorize. And yeah, I mean, they seem pretty confident about their draft. They saw the Shadowfiend Clockwork. Despite all of that, they went for the puck. So they're somewhat okay sacrificing Archmage in the lane, but it's a team fight in which he'll be finding his way back.
Yeah,
into the game.
Xerxes has to do a lot of heavy lifting this game. Negi's just going to make it out.
Yeah, Negi's gonna be okay.
Swifty has gone for the drums. I've seen him do this time and again.
Yep.
Although he always diverges into the Yule's build, I'm not too sure how useful it is to have a drum.
Well, you got the terrorize into the Bramble Mace and the Bedlam, and with that Shadow Realm damage, that is Buck. Snags a solo kill for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, this is the first time you're actually seeing Zeresbug kill someone instead of being killed. And that too in such an aggressive fashion. Zeresbug has always been the sacrificial guy, the one who goes forward, kills himself, makes sure his team survives. Old man Bari, but this time he's the one who's pissed. He's like the old grandpa who's your neighbor and is doesn't like it when you play loud rock music.
835, he's got a soul ring, he's had it for a while. Seems like he's queued up the Crimson Guard. Primarily wants to keep his team healthy versus all the physical damage coming out. Up top, speaking of physical damage, got the Omni Slash and the Bramble Maze. The shots, perfect by Evil Ash, setting up for another kill. And all of a sudden, Zeresbug on a killing spree.
Yes.
Going for the Tranquil Boots, wants that movement speed, so that you get the Bedlam to connect effectively.
I mean, there was something in Bari's foot today for sure because he's playing very aggressive and finding kills left, right, and center. Killing spree for this guy is unheard of, in all honesty. It's usually it's usually A3, Evil Ash, sorry, not A35. It's usually Evil Ash who has these kills going for himself and is always going around the map doing stuff for his team. But this time around, it is the Dark Willow, and it's in the hands of Zeresbug. Now,
Yeah,
the
it's going to
cool-
be key for him to just hit level 10. Get that GPM talent. I mean, both of them would like to hit level 10.
Yeah, the cool thing is that they have a lot of synergy in the draft, ROG, but eventually the Morphling is going to take off. So you're going to have to make sure you get significant towers before that. And A35, poor soul.
Yeah. No chance, just random down. Swifty. Up to drum charge for that one.
So he is going to go for the right-click build this game. He is not going for the Yule Scepter like he usually does. I've seen him go for the Yule Scepter with the drums, and that's why I used to be a little wary of his build.
Negi commits the primal split.
I think it was to survive, probably.
No, he was at full HP when
Okay, well, no, what the probably misclick? He found the
not
clarity deny, that's value. Value primal split.
Yeah.
And you can just look at us at his bug like, okay then. Guess you don't like me drinking my water.
Blizzard, no surprises here. He's building towards that link. It's here.
Lincoln's here this game is not that great in all
You think
honesty.
Manta?
Yeah, Manta would be better. An early Dragon Lance into Manta or Yasha. You know, all those items are quite better this game in all honesty because you look at the lineup of ROG, Omni Slash Pierce is Lincoln. It doesn't get blocked.
Down bottom, you got the bit coming out, the coil as well. Zeresbug will just run down the Morphling. No chance will TP out though. I think, I mean, Blizzard could have probably survived if he morphed back into the Morphling. He'd have the HP pull of the hero itself. And
Yeah, but he got silenced, I think, and he couldn't really morph back.
Okay.
The good thing is that Blizzard is now dead, so they're actually shutting down the Morphling to some extent. This is very important because they are not a lineup that scales. ROG, you can say at best they control all lanes and they peak around the 30-minute mark. After that, it's all Signify. You're going to be having Clockwork with a bunch of farm and items like Aghanim Scepter, items like Blade Mail, Spirit Vessel, and the Brewmaster is also going to take up sometime around that. Going into the super late game as well, it favors Signify because you're going to be having Negi with the level 25 talent and the Octarine Core, which lowers your primal split cooldown. So it's almost like you have 3 pandas permanently roaming the map.
Okay. ROG. Well, they'll move towards the mid lane. Not sure they're going to continue to group up like this. Crowley is moving towards the top lane. He's got himself his Tranquil Boots. He's got levels on the Disruptor, which is what you want by this stage of the game. ZXC, well, he is quite far away from that Valkyrie, honestly. There's a recipe that he's got to buy, and that Demon Edge.
What's Archmage doing? Where is he going? What's he trying to do?
Archmage. He's got the Veil, making progress towards that Blink. But yeah, 14 minutes in. ROG, they've kept up as far as the lanes are concerned.
Oh yeah. That was crucial, as with surviving that doesn't give away his killing spree goal.
Yeah, Archmage, so he's got to be careful. No chance. Looping in from the west, has the rocket flare. Archmage, well, he's going to get caught by the hook shot. They've got the Static Storm, the Cogs, the Genetic Heal even, and Blizzard walks in with the Adaptive Strike. Secures the kill.
I mean, there's no reason for Archmage to be bought.
Z is bot.
Yeah, like I was talking about, there was no reason for Archmage to be bottom in that whole engagement. He saw ZXC going top, he saw Underlord farming the jungle. He thought to himself, where could he be? And I think the answer was his own jungle.
Yep.
The lane is already pushed in bottom, so you don't need to go and address that. Bottom is a dead lane at the moment. So at best, you just want to push it out. You want to make sure it doesn't get too close to your tower. The creeps don't deal a bunch of damage. But Puck, making his way to the bottom lane, just farms one strong creep camp, then gets found by no chance and just dies.
Do you think the RG support instead could have moved up and tried to punish Negi?
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility, but it had to be with the Juggernaut. And the Puck could have also assisted in that because he would have been in the vicinity if he farmed the jungle.
Signify's got the blitz, the shots on point, no chance though. Not entirely blocked by the shots, will just drop the cogs and run away.
Yeah, loses half his HP though, so it's gonna probably have to pop and on. One no longer gives you HP regen, so.
Mid lane, they've got Archmage, but without the Static Storm, this is a hard kill. Yeah, Archmage drops the coil, stares death in the face, laughs, and, well, hangs around.
I mean, he just needs to go back. He's low on HP, no point in hanging around. You also had the orb, so what you can do on the Puck is that you can launch the orb against a Disruptor, phase shift out, and then directly press the Jaunt. So this way you don't get glimpse back.
Yep.
Even if there is a glimpse upon you, you still launch your orb, phase shift out, and as soon as the glimpse ends, you press your Jaunt. So you don't get glimpse back to the location.
If you're too far away from... I mean, if the glimpse is a long distance, sometimes the orb's travel time might be too short. Negi, Blink Dagger goes in, has the Primal Split, they've got the Static Storm, Z is one. Instant TP out, heals Evil Ash to his own death.
Yeah,
but that's
Evil
not
Ash
too
doesn't
bad.
even move.
That's not too bad. They forced out the Static Storm and the Primal Split. I want to see ROG Titans take advantage of this. Instead, A35 gets caught up. The Storm Panda doing its thing, no chance. Just finding an angle for the hook shot. Heck, he's just going to run in with the face boots. A35 thinking about the Dark Rift, drops the Pit of Malice instead, runs out of mana, doesn't buy out,
dead.
and ends up dying.
Yep. Poor A35.
Yep.
Always being the victim of the Clockwork's cruelty.
Okay, just trying to keep the farm going, get that Blink Dagger at a reasonable timing.
I mean, he's even... Okay, then. Yeah, Swifty was getting a bit heavy there onto the Puck and forces him to come with the Dream Coil. And every single time, Puck, I mean, he's used his Dream Coil defensively 2 times now, and he hasn't been a part of any aggressive maneuvers.
Yep.
This is a bit of a problem. The Puck needs to farm, and he needs to also make sure that he gets ganks every single time his Dream Call is up. He can't be he can't be just playing so defensively. He needs to go around the map with his Willow, with his Underlord, with his Tusk, secure kills for himself.
I think ROG as a team have just decided to slow down the mid game. They've just been reactive until now.
Yeah, this could be the turning point.
Yeah, you got to smoke. I mean, they've lost the Tusk once, they've lost the Underlord. They might find the Morphling.
Oh yeah, Morphling is most
So
certainly
Waning Rift on
dead.
point and Blizzard will end up falling.
Yeah. Archmage picks up that kill. Crucial kill for him as well.
Yep, that's his blink tag complete. Good stuff coming out from ROG. I mean, they seem kind of quiet once the laning phase came to an end, but when they make a move, it's a high impact one.
Oh yeah. They'll just move around the map aimlessly.
Oh yeah. Probably looking for that glimpse, rocket flare.
This is a hard kill.
Oh yeah, they get vision. Negi goes in with the blink, with the clap. A35 caught in the static storm, can't do too much. The battery assault is there as well. A35 drops the pit. Where's his team when they need him? Archmage is going to drop the coil. They're going to move towards the clockwork. They'll find the clockwork. They find Negi as well. That's a primal split committed. And Signify end up losing both the Panda as well as the clockwork. And even Crowley died on the sidelines. And now look at this. A35 immediately Ubers his team towards the top lane. 5-star Uber service. And now they're looking for a tier 1 tower.
Oh yeah, this tier 1 tower has been signed for a while. It should... what the hell? Why would he shot like that? Okay, I don't understand this.
Do you not understand it because the creeps aren't hitting the tower?
Yeah, I mean, like, why would you shard block your own creep wave? Is he trying to build a bigger creep wave? I think that might be the reason.
That could be the reason. That could be the reason. But the thing is, Signify are respawning soon. And
Yeah, but they don't have prime. Wait, they do have primal split.
okay, my bad. I thought the primal split was committed down bottom. It was only the static storm.
Can we check TPs on SF and Morphling? Okay,
has a
SF has TP, Morphling is already
Morphling's
top.
already there.
Yeah, so
Morphling's moved towards the tier 2 tower. Negi's TP is on cooldown though. So
Yeah.
Negi's got to walk on the Brewmaster. No chance has his TP. Crowley has his TP, doesn't have a static storm.
yeah, so this is a tower that ROG can take. They just need to make sure they don't do any goofy stuff.
Exactly. This is also not a tower worth dying for.
Yeah, not a tower worth dying for. So if you see Signify commit like 4 heroes, just run away. It's okay.
Yeah.
They commit their TPs. Now you have the map opened up. You can go towards the mid lane, run there, push it in, force them to walk all the way mid, TP back top, and then get the tower.
You know
Or
what?
Something like that.
They've actually already run away. Archmage is at the mid lane. So they're 4 members of ROG up top. Bug doesn't have that terrorize. Oh, he does. Just got it off cooldown. My bad. Blizzard not affected by the terrorize. Mofts into the Juggernaut and tries to run down Bug. This Bug caught in the coil, drops, caught in the cogs, drops the Bramble Mace and ends up falling. Signify. Well, they don't defend their tier 1, but they find themselves the Dark Willow.
And that was a dominating streak. So that is some decent gold going in the pockets of No Chance.
Oh yeah, it's what's No Chance looking to build? He's going for
He's going for the Spirit Vessel. It's decent this game. Because you are up against the Puck who's gonna have his Blink Dagger, good at cancelling that, lowers Underlord's HP pool quite significantly. It's hard to damage that hero. And yep, overall pretty decent. Also make sure that if someone is tagged under the healing ward, they don't regen back up as quickly.
Yep.
That's another benefit. So Spirit Vessel, lots of good interactions, yep.
ZXC's got his Valkyrie complete. He's picked up the Yasha.
He's gonna need a Manta this game, or is he?
To get rid of Drunken Haze and the Earthblade?
I guess, but I'm not too sure how good Manta style really is. In all honesty, I think if he makes his illusions tanky, picks up something like a Skadi, it could definitely be worth it. Otherwise, that Manta might be a bit of an overkill. He could definitely go for a Blink, pick up a Sounds and Yasha, then pick up a Nullifier, go for items like those.
Yeah.
Might have to
ZXC's
spin
been
TP out.
largely stellar so far. He hasn't been getting picked off. He's been a part of all these fights, doing his role as a Juggernaut rather effectively. And now along with Archmage, they want to run down Negi. Negi in the trees.
Yeah, but
They're not going to bother.
back,
I mean,
okay.
they're moving back and forth. They drop the Bramble Mace. They don't find Negi, but Crowley will glimpse back Evil Ash, looks for the TP, but the Snowball and the Coil will control Crowley. They've got the nuke damage. And they bring him down.
Crowley just impersonating a deer in headlights over there, knows his fate is sealed, doesn't even try to flinch.
He's got the Hood, he's got the Vanguard.
He's also getting quite close to the Crimson Guard, in fact.
Oh, yeah.
Once he has the Crimson
Down
Guard...
mid, the
no.
Blizzard, controlled by the Walrus Punch and the Terrorized, will be sent back to his base by Zedisbog.
Well, ROG are certainly proving me wrong. They seem to have enough control for this Morphling,
yeah.
and they're always saving the Terrorize. They're chaining their silence and shots up perfectly. Oh, so good stuff coming up from ROG. I mean, they're playing clutch against the Morphling, which they need to, and they're managing to kill him again and
I
again.
think they've got the control for the Morphling.
Yeah, and now Blizzard's probably going to be feeling. He's like, hey guys, I've died 3 times. I don't feel too comfortable pushing out lanes. Think I'm going to just push out lanes and then go farm the jungle. You guys are going to have to make plays around the map.
22 minutes in, net worth, barely any difference between both these teams as far as net worth is concerned.
Yep. And that sort of favors ROG because they are the mid-game lineup.
Yep. I mean, shouldn't... Okay, hold on. ZXE mid lane gets out of the sight on Negi. Looking for the triangle split, gets controlled by the Bitter Malice BKB channel, but the Dark Rift is there. ZXE as well as A35 will get away, but Zetisbug not so fortunate. Controlled by the hook shot, commits the bedlam, but the waveform will bring down Zetisbug while A35, or rather, excuse me, Evil Ash, caught in the cogs, has no choice but to, well, pop one last snowball before he accepts his fate. The cogs will kill him.
I mean, they popped the Underlord ulti. I'm not sure why he would not go towards A35 to try and get out.
I think his priorities were kind of clear. Let me save the Juggernaut and myself. Not too sure what A35 and Zetisbug were doing.
I
It's
think
okay.
he was just fulfilling his BDSM fantasy.
It's okay. They lost their supports. The problem is Signify are going to move into the Rosh pit. And ROG know of this. They're going to try and get... You got the toss respawning in a couple of seconds. The glimpse committed. ZXE wants to move towards the pit. He's got a complete Sanjanyasha Archmage looking for the steal, but it's 50. He snatches the agent. Terrorize sends Signify back to their own base. The Blade Fury not doing too much. ZXE has the Omni Slash lined up, and with a bit of malice, he does a fair amount of work. They'll nuke down Crowley and A35. Walking forward, looks towards Blizzard. It's a buyback coming up from Crowley. ROG. The fight, it scatters left and right, but they will find themselves 50. That's the Shadow Fiend down as they clean up on Negi as well. Signify, they lost two of their cores and no chance with the cogs. Tries to keep I35 and the rest of ROG away from him, but he might be next. Blocked by the shards, controlled in the Pit of Malice. He tries to hook shot onto the Radiant Creep and tries to run for dear life, but Archmage will hound him and will bring him down. Signify, lose 5, as that was a dieback on Crowley.
They also lose the Aegis. They also didn't get gold for the Aegis. That gold went to ROG. And Swifty, he snatched the Aegis. So a big economic advantage for ROG. And Signify, they're bleeding. Their economy really hurts at the moment. Also, how are you going to stop this push coming in? You have the healing ward back on cooldown already.
Oh, yeah.
You just lost a big fight. 50 has no souls. If they want, they can even try and go high ground, but I think they're going to take it safe and TP
Yeah,
out.
they're going to TP up top. They're going to push out the side lanes. But
Yeah, and you can see Blizzard doesn't even have his Earthblade, so he can't threaten Archmage. And Archmage, if this keeps up, I mean, sorry, A35. A35, not Archmage. There's something in my water today, I guess. A35, if he keeps this up, he's actually going to be unkillable with the Earthblade Adaptive Strike waveform combo because he's just getting so damn tanky.
I don't
You have a
think...
Herd, you have a Crimson. He's just going to survive through all of that. He won't be bought down, so he's going to be split pushing all freely by himself.
Yeah.
Zetisbug is going to be with his teammates. Evil Ash is going to be with his teammates. And they are able to go around and make plays. This is what the Underlord provides you.
Signify, though, they want to force the fight. They've found themselves the Evil Ash. They commit their side. Some of the cogs will push him back. He tries to get away with the snowball. Tries to push himself over the ledge with the shards, but he's going to end up falling. Signify, commit his smoke, find the tusk, and start aggressively pushing out the side lanes. Well, it doesn't look like they're the ones who just lost the team fight. As they're finding themselves with the tier 2 tower, and ROG just got snoozing. Can't really find too much across the map.
Archmage is pushing mid, so they're going to have to address this mid push. Crowley is going in, but does anybody else have a TP on the side of Signify? Does Blizzard have one?
Swifty has one in 5 seconds. Blizzard
Oh,
has
he's
one
on
in 10.
cooldown. So he could have actually gone in for the kill, but looks like he doesn't know
He
that. He didn't have that
didn't-
information.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
not going to take it away from him. As an Aghanim Scepter queued up, against BKB, that's actually great.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that you can control the Morphling if he ends up using his waveform is crucial.
Absolutely.
It's an overall really good item this game, although its effectiveness is probably, I mean, it's going to be very linear. It's only going to affect the Shadow Fiend. Morphling has ways of dealing with it. Brewmaster can just ult. Clockwork doesn't really care if he's caught in the hook shot as long as he's caught in the coil. He can still hook shot.
Controls
and
the
get
Earth
out.
Panda.
It controls the Earth Panda, that's for sure.
Yep.
And ROG, they're actually timing their pushes quite well. You see it's 25 minutes in. This first siege creep, I don't know, the 5th siege creep has spawned. And with that, they're timing the pushes and taking down these tier 2 towers. So ROG making very calculated moves here.
Yep.
Playing some good type of Dota. And this is not an ROG that is trying to cheese Signify. This is an ROG
That's outplaying
killing.
Signify.
Yeah, that's
Outplaying, yeah.
So I'm quite happy to see that ROG are actually contesting Signify for the top position.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, this team has found success in recent SCA qualifiers as well. I'm not gonna say major success, but they've beaten some really good teams are looking strong. They were looking strong in the Joint Dota League as well. They're scrimming hard. They want to move it to the next level. I mean, I spoke to Bari a bit, had this long podcast with him, and he said all that A35 just plays 2 games of Dota a day, but he sits in bed,
And
lies
watches
down, and
replays.
watches Dota hardcore.
Yeah.
If that would make me a good IGL, I don't know. I'd be captaining secret, but A35 is making this format work.
Oh yeah, definitely. And A35, I think he realizes that watching replays is a lot more valuable than playing. I mean, sure, playing helps,
Yeah,
but
he
beyond a
still
certain
plays.
point, you're just frying your brains. It's much more valuable to watch your own replays, watch your opponent's replays, see how they like to play, and draft against that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Indian Dota, its fans and players have known this for a long time.
Oh, Blizzard.
Blizzard, he's got to be careful. They'll go in with the terrorize, perfectly timed. They'll bring down the Moppling and Floki. You made this bold statement in the beginning of the
I
drop.
did. I certainly did. And boy, am I biting my tongue right now. ROG, they're certainly putting the Dark Willow to use. They're making really good use of the puck as well. You couldn't see that ZXC did reveal himself by going down, but Archmage immediately jumps in, silences the Morphling, prevents any sort of step back or like prevents any sort of way of running away for the Morphling. And then there's a Terrorize, there's a Coil.
Yeah.
I don't think the Coil was even used. The Coil is still there, so they don't even use
They've got the coil, and ROG are going high ground. How does Signify want to get this fight started? There's a Bramble Maze blocking a bit of the playing field. ZXC, he's caught in the slash down, but he doesn't mind. The Pit of Malice catches Luke quick. Wall response, the Omni slashes there as well. Swiftly pops the Martyr side, but the slashes. He slices, he dices, and he finds the Shadow Fiend. While the Primal Split from Negi isn't doing too much. ZXC's BKB expended, doesn't give a damn, moves towards the tier 3 towers. And ROG, they haven't lost a single member of their squad. The Primal Split is on cooldown in a matter of seconds, and Signify them missing the Static Storm as well.
Oh yeah. ROG coming in hot today, and Blizzard, he's back.
Well, Blizzard is back. He's trying to morph into the Underlord. Try and use the Firestorm as much as possible. But I think ROG got what they came for. No chance though. Looking to punish. The Terra is coming through. No chance. Well, the snowball save did buy a little bit of time. They could get the Darkness going. In fact, they're going to turn. They're going to bring down the Clockwork, and Blizzard, caught in the midst of the pit, will morph back into the Underlord. Drops another Firestorm. Negi dropping low, but they've got the glimpse. Signify trying to punish ROG. And well, all they'll get is Zed's bug.
All they get is Old Man Bari, and this time, ROG actually making the Giants bleed. Not only bleed, hell, they're chopping his arms and legs off.
Absolutely.
Blizzard, I think he bought back for that. No, wait, he didn't buy back for that, but
No,
hell, that
there was a
hard
buyback.
defense.
I think Crowley bought back.
Okay, Crowley bought back,
Wait.
and No Chance bought back.
No chance bought back. And yeah, I
And
think
Negi bought back, I think.
no, but we can take a look at the buyback. So
Oh, yeah, the
Negi's still
buyback
got his
status is
buyback.
available, yeah.
No chance did buyback, and I think Crowley bought back as well.
No. Crowley's buyback is on cooldown for 1 minute, so he bought back a long time ago.
Okay,
But the net
that was a
worth,
buyback from the Clockwork.
yeah, the net worth actually favoring ROG. 9k net worth lead, 31 minutes in.
yeah.
My goodness, ROG, they're actually doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to the folks at ESL. I talked to those that follow Indian CS, and they're like, man, there's always Signify. Nobody beats Signify. But yeah, for the first time in like since ROG Asus qualifiers in Bangalore, we have a team that's gonna cause an upset.
I wouldn't call it an upset. ROG have always been pretty close to Signify in terms of skill. It's just that the drafts don't always tend to come together, and Signify, those small early game movements and rotations and advantages add up, and then they just start looking at
No chance on the backlines. This could be a dieback. Zed is bug with the Terrorize, pushes him into the Bramble Maze. No chance. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, but Signify. 54 seconds without the Clockwork. ZXC has no fear at all. He's got his BKB. He's got buyback if he needs it. And his team has also got to deal with the push up top.
Oh, yep.
So, let me tell you a cool story. So, when Beyond Infinity was a thing, when Blizzard, No Chance, Zed is Bug, all those folks played on the same team together, even Swifty. One of Beyond Infinity's trademark moves was to pick the Morphling for Blizzard.
Oh, yeah.
And Blizzard would just rat to his heart's content. Nobody knew how to push like Blizzard back then, and nobody knew how to deal with it. So maybe we'll have to look for something like that from Signify. But now A35 Ubers towards the bottom lane, And it seems as if ROG want to put an end to this game. They're going to deal with the Shrine first, just so that there isn't the possibility of any backstab. I think ZXC wants to pick up an item as well. Looks like he's going for the Nullifier.
He's
I
got
like
the
this
Nullify
pick.
complete. Yeah, Nullify a very underrated item. I feel not enough people build it in situations that they should. This is going to prevent the SF from getting his BKB off.
Absolutely.
It's going to prevent Morphling from getting an Eth Blade off. Lots of good stuff. Also, the slow is really helpful. Gives you armor, gives you damage, and Juggernaut has a crit, so he can make really good use of the damage. Although,
Look at how I think ROG have read Swifty's movement. They all were moving towards the top lane.
yeah, he has a TP out though, and he should start TPing out soon enough.
Yep.
Swifty, standing there for now.
Yeah. The thing is, ROG are prepared for the rank. They know that Signify will look to stop ROG from pushing and closing this game out, and they're being patient and cautious. I mean, Swifty barely got to push out the top lane. I think he only pushed through one wave, but that's about it.
Oh yeah. 50, he's closing in onto his Hurricane Pike. Actually, he doesn't really have a lot of damage, and despite the Manta Style and BKB, these items don't really give you that much damage. Typically, you want something like the Shadow Blade or maybe the SNY. But because Swifty has sort of fallen behind, courtesy of all his deaths, he doesn't really have the damage at this point. And ROG, they're actually making really good use of this. Shadow Fiend is one of those heroes that if he falls behind in the damage department, can really just be a liability for your team rather than an asset. And that's what Swifty is starting to become.
Yeah.
A35. Firestorm no longer works on
Look at
this
this.
round.
Signify. I mean, they're scouted a bit, but look at Zed's Bug as well as the Buck. They find themselves Blizzard. So even if Signify move towards Roshan, they're moving without the Morphling. Beautiful stuff coming up from Zed's Bug as well as Archmage. Just chilling in this bottom lane, waiting with the Terrorize. And now the ROG Titans have got themselves ages. They're working with the numbers advantage. They might already force the buyback on Blizzard. Things are looking really rough here for Signify.
Oh yeah. Well, ROG, they can just march high ground. They have cheese, they have Aegis, nothing stopping them. They can probably force out a buyback from Blizzard, but they don't really care too much.
Yep. Yeah, okay, they're going to force the buyback. You know what? Nah. They could go fall back, but no, they're going to keep pushing. No chance. Got in the pit. He's got to be careful. He's got the Glimmer Cape. That's keeping him alive. Evil Ash even has the Sigil just to slow down Swifty just in case. So it seems as if ROG Titans are going to back off.
They don't have to back off. They are making the fake back move. I think Puck is only moving to shove the wave out once again.
Yep.
With this, he's actually going to be able to make Signify choose between defending mid and defending bottom.
Yeah.
So good move coming out from him.
Does Puck have his BOTs?
No, he's queued up. He queued it up though.
Not the Ags.
Yeah, the Axe is a big item.
Yeah.
Especially against the BKB Swifty, it's gonna be painful.
Yeah.
You break that coil, you're gonna be stunned in place for 4.5 seconds.
I think one of the players who really stood out to me in this game had to be ZXC. I think he's had a near flawless performance. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
0 deaths. He's been stellar on the Juggernaut. Beautiful stuff coming out from ZXC. All of 19, but really playing some mature and composed Dota here as ROG looking for their second tier 3 tower of the game.
Yeah, and Micro is healing ward well. He hasn't
Signify.
died
They
yet.
might look for the Static Storm. The Terrorize is there, Snowball as well, Evil Ash. Well, he's going in, does try to control the Morphling. They'll bring down Crowley. Ghost Scepter, keeping Blizzard alive from that Omni Slash. Negi tanks up a bit of the Omni Slash as well. The Requiem coming out. Underlord sent up into the air. They're trying to deal with the Brewlings themselves. Quick Hurricane Pike, keeping the distance between ZXC Archmage. Not too bothered by all the damage coming out from Swifty. Just falls back while ZXC. Eyes on the prize. Will try to deal with the Barracks first. Quick Nullifier coming out. They're trying to deal with Negi. The Bitter Malice is there. The Cursed Crown as well. They want this Broom Master with the Spit Vessel. They should find it. Buyback coming up from Negi as Blizzard. Monster Wrench tries to stay alive. Will use the shotgun combination and bring down ZXC, but ROG. They've got a second life. They've got the Aegis. They've got the Nullifier and the Blade Fury. But Blizzard morphs into the Juggernaut. Has the Blade Fury of his own. Stays alive. And somehow Swifty manages to bring down the Tusk.
Die back on Negi.
Oh yeah, Negi died back in the midst of that. But ROG, they got 2 sets of Barracks. ZXC gonna get glimpsed back.
Yeah,
But
he's gonna be
Signify
fine.
can't really punish this.
Yeah, he has spin TP out. They can just go top, take tier 2 tower, take the shrine, take it easy.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Look at
he has
that.
to be careful. He's
that's Blizzard. Just cosplaying. in the midst of the ROG lineup.
Yeah.
2 sets of Barracks for the side of ROG Titans. 2 lanes of Super Creeps. They did lose the Aegis, but ZXC will find his next big item. They're all looking for their next big items. Let's take a quick look at all the items so far.
Negi hasn't picked up any big item in all honesty. Just look at his items. He has a Blink Tiger and a Vlad's.
Yeah, that's about
27 minutes in. That's a very poor Brewmaster. I mean, you can see this. He is 7th on the net worth charts, and he's right below Zedisbug. Zedisbug, of all people, is actually has more net worth than the Brewmaster. Like, I don't know what to say.
Partially a GPM talent kicking in.
Yeah, but it's also Zedisbug. I mean, he's always one killing himself, and somehow
Oh, yeah.
somehow ROG have a 23k net worth advantage.
Do you know what though? If Signify win this fight, they could look to reset the game altogether. Swifty just running forward, trying to get vision for the glimpse. They won't find anyone.
Yeah, the problem is the tier 2 towers are still standing there for ROG Titans. So even if they lose the team fight away from the base, Signify are gonna have a tough time making objectives out of these kills.
Yeah.
So ROG still in the driver's seat, waiting for the next Roshan. They will have the refresher shot after this, so they have double coil, double terrorize, whatever they desire to use it on. Either of those ultimates are very, very strong. And
I think you go double Omni Slash.
the double Omni Slash. Okay.
That's what I'd go for. That's,
Oh yeah. With
I
the
mean,
level-
if you land one coil, that's good enough. I mean, your Omni Slash will do work.
Oh yeah. Although I think the buybacks are going to be available from Signify back then, so you probably want to have some more control when they buy back again, and that's when the second coil could come in. But like you
Absolutely.
said, 2 Omni Slashes can rip through Signify, and boy, with the level 25 talent, I can only imagine how much damage that XC will output.
Oh yeah. He's also got himself the butterfly. 5 Omni Slash strikes. I mean, that could do some serious work for ZXC.
Oh,
RG
yeah.
Titans.
I'm
Well,
actually feeling so pumped for the first time watching Indian Dota. This feeling hasn't come for a long time. Signify ROG usually has been one team stomping over the other. This time, however, it's ROG who have been making those calculated moves and have the net worth advantage.
ZXC has picked up his butterfly.
Oh, this could be dangerous. He doesn't have buyback. So, he's probably gonna look to play it safe, farm up for a while. But Signify, you can see, they are so scared to leave their base right
Right.
now. Not going bot, they have wards up on their own high ground just to see a bit more of Signify. Got a bit more.
What's interesting is that Blizzard has also started to fall off in terms of net.
Oh yeah, Blizzard is
I
actually
mean,
below the buff.
Archmage without the GPM talent up there. ZXC chilling in the side storm, pops his BKB, the terror doesn't come through, but the Omni Slash is there. And with the wall response, he might control Blizzard, but Blizzard still alive with his BKB, will waveform out of the Archmage. Waning Rift will secure the kill on the Negi. They're trying to bring down ZXC, but he's got the Blade Fury, moves towards the tier 3 tower. Archmage has the Yule Scepter, will buy himself time, no chance. Falls onto the side to old man Zedisbug. The Pit of Malice though does control the puck. The stolen pit coming out from Blizzard. But there's A35 with his own Pit of Malice. And all he's doing is he's trying to focus the barracks. They will finally bring down Zedisbug. Evil Ash, well, he's going forward with the snowball. As a Hex, if I'm not mistaken, he is controlling Swifty, but none of his cores are backing him up because those cores, they're just focusing the barracks here. And they've done what is necessary as Evil Ash manages to get away.
ROG have taken up mega creeps. Signify, defense is very hard for you right now. You have virtually no ways to defend this. The only thing you have going for yourself is the waveform attacks targets. I don't know if you
That's
went for the
ambitious.
talent.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, that's ambitious to say the least. And the razors, 150 shadow raise damage. That's all they have. I mean, the bonus 150 shadow raise damage, of course.
He went for the mob targets, allies. He didn't go.
No, no. Well, this defense is very, very hard to Signify. They're gonna have to buy Mjolnirs and stuff if they want to hold on.
Yep. And Negi's probably got to build into a Radiance. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Negi, he's just had so little to do this game. I don't think I felt the impact of the Brewmaster this game. There's just a lot of saves from the side of ROG too. If you look at it, there's a snowball save. You can use the terrorize defensively. You have the Underlord beefing everyone up by reducing his opponent's damage, building Crimson Guard, building Pipe. And Zedisbug is always the one going forward, tossing his life away, while ROG secure bigger kills and bigger targets. Okay, so Zedisbug. Wait, can we just have a look at Archmage?
An Archmage.
Oh yeah, that's the puck. He went for the -8 seconds waiting rift cooldown.
Yep.
So that's really good against the Morphling. You can blink in multiple times, you can silence the Morphling over a long period of time, and that prevents Morphling from attribute shifting. As a result, the Morphling can't do anything. I mean, you can't attribute shift,
yeah.
you're gonna die. That's how Morphling
They've got
works.
multiple ways of dealing with Blizzard now.
Oh, yeah.
They've had it for quite some time, but you also got the sheep stick complete on Evil Ash.
Yeah, like this is ridiculous. When did Evil Ash complete the sheep stick?
I don't know. He's playing out of his mind.
Oh yeah, he certainly is. Those snowball saves have been on point. Those shot blocks have been on point. Everything by Evil Ash this game has been so clutch.
Oh, yeah.
He's been securing his team a lot of kills and
I think what's important to note about this game that ROG have played, and even the game that Signify played so far, it isn't one man single-handedly winning the game first team. It's been a team effort coming out from ROG. All of them had their moments. ZXC had his moments, Zedisbug had his moments. Archmage, despite having what you called an unwinnable lane, has really found a lot of impact in this team fight.
let's rephrase that. I didn't say
It-
unwinnable lane. I just said he doesn't do much to the mob. In the laning phase.
I mean, ZXC is
stop.
dropping low, 50. He's got legs over the Rex Queen, but the Omni Slash is there. 50 will fall. Negi falls as well. Negi falls without getting the primal split off, and ZXC with his BKB looks around, the razors coming through, but he's gonna stay alive. Blizzard pops his own BKB, has the strength adaptive strike, mobs into his allies, Swifty. The Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, not enough for Signify to hold on to that throne as ROG. They're looking for the finish here. Signify. Can two Swifties hold the
GG.
game? The answer is no. As ROG Titans, I mean, just playing beautifully all around. Every player in that team working together. Zedisbug early on in the laning phase. Evil Ash just ensuring that as a 4-position task, he kept his farm going, had that Scythe of Wise. In case they got into a sticky situation, they always had the items to deal with the Morphling.
I'm gonna go bang my head against the wall.
Yep.
Have fun, Rick.
Absolutely. This has definitely been one of the most interesting games so far in the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki. You can find us at facebook.com/VivekCasting or facebook.com/FlokiDota. Angela and Wagish, I'm just waiting to hear your thoughts on what has definitely been the best game so far of the summer season.
Do it.
I mean, I'm so happy.
What
about
an
this
amazing game there.
Yes.
Absolutely fantabulous to see such amazing game. Okay, my hair is becoming like tusks. Kalgi, I don't know what is wrong with my hair. But okay, an amazing game there.
Yeah.
Both the teams resilient till the last wee stages of the game. And this is what Dota and Masters
Yes.
League is made up of. First loss for Signify and ROG Titans reigning supreme.
I
MG.
love the way they played. They were just fantastic. First of all, congratulations to the team. I mean, you guys played amazing. How huge props to the players ZXC. He was on the juggernaut from the very beginning of the game till the end. He led that network chart all the way to him. He was above the Shadow Fiend. He was above the Morphling, and he made sure that he stuck there. And I think that is what changed the tides for ROG Titans. It is, sometimes just the carry who makes a big difference. I always talk about how Blizzard is always given that opening in every single game or Signifies where he kind of outshines the rest of his team after his 15 minutes. But ZXC today proved that it's not only Blizzard who is going to be in charge of things. He played fantastically well. The second player I want to talk about is Archmage on the puck. His dream coils were on point. Even though he lost his mid lane pretty bad, it was a 38-18 creep CS coming in there from Swifty. But at the end of the day, Puck made sure that he did not really miss out much on the lane. The ganks from ROG Titan on all the players on Signify were on point, whether it be the Brewmaster, whether it be the Disruptor, whether it be the Shadow Fiend, or whether it would be the Morphling. They made sure they had their gangs on mark, and that is what is what everybody in the Masters League kind of forgets, that a team is strong because of a lot of reasons. First of all, the team is strong because of the gameplay. Secondly, they are strong because they have studied your opponents, and that's exactly what ROG Titans did today. They found the weakest points of Signify and made sure that they could build over it. They also took a fantastic fight out of the Rosh pit, where they knew Signify is already in taking down Rosh. If they steal this Rosh, they could change the momentum of the game, and that kind of changed the whole strat for the whole game. I mean, for ROG Titans, and well played to them. I mean, this is the first time Signify has taken a loss, and they've taken loss to ROG Titans, who are a team who are players.
And ROG Titans is worthy enough
Yes.
to incur a loss for Signify. Like, I mean, this was literally like two Titans going against each other
Yes.
head to head. one of them had to fall.
I mean, this is the first time I have seen Blizzard struggle a little bit. This is
True.
the first time I've seen him be like, okay, I finished my Lincolns, I picked up my Ghost Scepter. I don't know when I'm going to get my Eagle Song. I'm a little worried because if I push now, they're going to come and gank me, and I cannot really just free farm or just take down a tower. And when we talk about Signify, it's not like they didn't play strategic Dota. They did. They did take down the towers. They tried to make sure that everything was going as planned. But sometimes in Dota, things can just turn the other way. We had Crowley had to buy back so early into the game, and everything plays a very big role. And at the end of the day, ROG is proving with every single match they go up against that they're just getting better and better. So if I had to name an MVP this game, it would definitely be ZXA.
Alrighty
Of the
then. Well,
juggernaut.
on that note, this ends today's edition of the ESL India Premiership. Ladies and gentlemen, remember to press that bell icon to get notified. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any further notifications when your favorite games are on or when your favorite teams are playing. I'm your host, Vagish Godslebhan, and
I'm Zara Angela Gonsalves.
we're back again tomorrow with fresh games of Clash Royale, CS, and Dota.